Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you the next level E-Series Simcontrols GT3 Championship, round 1 from mid-Ohio. In the booth with me tonight, I have Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody.
I have Grumpy Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
As you can see. And on the cameras and doing the bells and whistles, we have everybody's favourite Frenchman, Mr. Sam Boozin.
I still don't know who's that guy, but good evening, everybody.
So, gentlemen, last season we did this championship, and it was purely based on the Lamborghini car. This season they have opened it up to all of the GT3 cars. What do you think that's going to do to the championship, Pete? Do you think it's really going to open things up, with the balance of power that keeps changing on these cars? Do you think we'll have different cars suited to different tracks?
Yes, definitely. These cars all behave slightly differently and all have individual characteristics. Unfortunately, one of the BMW's characteristics is that it's the ugliest car in iRacing. Sure. But I am actually surprised at the lack of Lamborghinis, given the fact that it was the sole car of last season. You would think that people would have fallen for it and stuck with it to a great degree, but it does show how popular certain vehicles are, because there are a lot of Audis in the field. That is by far the most popular car. Different vehicles will perform differently at different places. This is a tight and twisty circuit and really plays itself into the Audi's hands. And yeah, I think it's going to really stir this league up for this season.
Yeah, and Bill, on the track, obviously, this is a track that you've worked at in real life, and as a sports car course, it is absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
It is. It's a very technical course. I mean, it's not a really easy track to pass on. I mean, you have a couple opportunities here and there, but it is the guy that can really keep it on the course and drive correctly and take advantage of all the little spots on here where you can make up time is going to be the winner. And it's not a really difficult course, but it's got some tough spots in it. So it ought to be interesting. And to add to the new season with the different cars, I think that adds another dimension. I like having all the different brands in there. It makes it kind of interesting. It just gives you another thing to watch for.
Yeah, and also, if let's say this as nicely as possible, if a slower driver picks the correct car, that can be worth quite a few positions and a lot of points on the board to them. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. We're just looking at Kevin Unk. So apologies for murdering your name, Kevin, but you'll get used to it. There's a lot of time gone into that paint. Paint.
Yeah, that is really good, actually. I quite like that. They've spent a lot of time thinking that one through. And he's even got his number plate on the front, look. Isn't that nice?
Wow.
I love the McLaren in front of him. It looks like a reptile's skin across the very front of the bonnet.
And it breathes fire besides.
and it breathes fire. Wait till you see the front of this, Clyde. Look at that. That's fantastic.
Wow,
yeah, it's really good, isn't it? Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's a set of teeth, isn't it?
That is teeth, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the same team as the car behind.
Yes, yeah. It is.
That's some really good paint job, that.
Yeah,
I am well impressed.
Kevin is toothless.
Yeah, but Jelly Stamborg isn't.
Yeah,
I know you don't say it like that, but that's... friendly tap.
There's a little nudge, teammate.
Yeah.
We just clicked over. We're just finishing the practice session. And then we go into the first qualifying session. The cars are going out now. Just for the folks at home. So we've also got a new format this season. So race 1 is a sprint race, and it is 25 minutes long. We'll then have a short break where hopefully we'll get to interview some drivers, and if nobody comes in for an interview, we'll just talk rubbish like we normally do for 10 minutes. Race 2 is more of a feature-length race at 45 minutes. And I believe both races have a 60% fuel limit. So not only have the organisers shook it up with the car choices this season, but also little tweaks to the race format. So I'm sure that's going to make things nice and exciting, Pete.
Oh, definitely. It's a completely different race format. I don't think people are going to struggle with it necessarily, but it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out and whether we get any sprint specialists and longer stint specialists in the field. It'll certainly make it a very different feel of competition from last season. Interesting that I'm not sure how they've worked out AM and Pro. I don't know whether anybody's got any knowledge on how they've split that out. Maybe it's on their finishing positions from last time, or maybe their I rating like certain other leagues do.
Well, I think the official line on that is they gave all the drivers a little quiz before as they signed up, and if you couldn't spell pro, you went into AM.
I thought you were serious right until the last second then as well. Yeah, that shows how gullible I am. But yeah, I mean, this is a great track to start with as well, because it's one of those tracks that lures you in. You think it's quite a simple track when you go out on your outlap and you're bimbling around going slow. We're here going into Keyhole with Martin Statman. Late apex for Martin on that one, which is a good line to be fair. And you make your way down here and you're thinking, yeah, there's nothing to this track. Take a bit of kink, maybe even take some of those little cones out on the way down. And then all of a sudden you've got a braking zone which isn't long enough. China Beach is out on your left, and there'll be a few people making sandcastles on that beach today. And then you get into this twisty bit. This corner is just evil, and that's a fantastic camera. You can't argue with that one. And then this, you blast through, I think that's, this is going into Thunder Valley, and this hill is how many people end up out of the race, because your car goes light, it starts to over-rotate, and you're done for. This corner, you end up over there on the grass on the right-hand side, and then this corner goes on forever, and you're just eager to get on the gas, and if you get on the gas too early, you've just ruined your lap, because you lose so much time in that corner. I'm sure Bill will correct anything I've got wrong in any of what I just said on that.
No, you pretty much nailed it, Pete. I can tell you that where you emphasize turn 8, that was actually turn 8, where you go over that little hill into Thunder Valley. That is the toughest corner in the whole course, no doubt about it. Yeah, you just have to have the right amount of power. You got to be straight going across there, or you take one hell of a ride into the concrete on the side.
Whilst we was on board there with Martin Statman, we've had a message on the chat from Sabine Statman. I don't know whether that is Martin's wife, girlfriend, daughter, mother. I can't read the message because it's in German, although it has got the word fart in it, which did make me giggle. So if Sabine could let us know how she's related to Martin, and also give us a clue on what the message was, please.
Yeah, our Deutsch is not nicht gut.
No, I would Google translate it, but it will probably come up with something like, my auntie is a table leg.
Yeah, bologna and cheese sandwich or something.
It actually translates, because I did exactly what you said. I Googled it. It says, my son is driving a lot of success with Martin Statman.
Ah, okay. She's hoping for a lot of success.
Sabine must be Martin's mum.
Yep.
So, good evening to Sabine.
Hopefully she'll let him stay up after 8 o'clock. Otherwise, it's going to be... we're already after 8 o'clock, so there you go.
Guten Abend, Sabine.
Yeah, so good evening to Jeffy on the chat, Pure Racing, Tobbenth, Barry, good evening. Jelly Beans on the chat as well, as is Samuel Dubbs, Christoph Augustine. Good evening to all of you. Hope you're enjoying it so far. We're in for a couple of cracking races tonight, so stay tuned. Where are we in qualifying then, Bill?
Let me just ask you one thing first. Where in the format tonight, isn't there? I thought I had read something about they have some kind of reverse grid on the second race also. I thought I read that. Maybe I'm wrong, but
no, you could be right.
You may well have read all the rules that we didn't.
Oh no, hardly any to be honest. But I thought I had read that or heard it. I'm not sure. Maybe I saw it on the whatever you call this damn thing.
Discord.
I'm busy going through the rules at the moment and can't find anything.
Yeah,
Tell you what,
maybe I had a dream. I don't know.
Yeah, the black bit of Caleb's car on there, that's really nicely done. I don't know how they've got that.
Yeah, they got kind of like a. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like camo, is it? It's fantastic though. It
It's
really
not exactly-
offsets the red.
It looks like a gloss paint that's delaminated.
Yeah.
Or like a snake skin or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good that.
It is.
The amount of effort that these guys have gone
amazing.
through for cost
Amazing.
is amazing, yeah.
It really is.
Let's hope they put the same amount of effort into the driving.
Yeah, I mean, the very first one that we saw of Next Level last season was a bit of a crash fest, but that was only because it was Long Beach and it had only been released for about 3 days, and they went hounding round there and piled into one another. All the other races seemed a bit more well controlled after that one, so we ended up with a great season and well attended. I mean, there was 45 cars here, and for the people that aren't used to watching iRacing or are watching their friends and family, don't be surprised when cars drive out of other cars in pit lane, because I think there's only 26 pit stalls and we've got 45 cars, so they'll share pit stalls, and what that means is one car will be literally inside the other and they'll launch at different times, so it's a bit weird to see at first and it looks a bit strange and otherworldly, but stick with it because it's expected.
It's magic.
45 cars on this track is a lot of cars.
Well, it's going to be, I think, nose to tail, one long train of cars going all the way around, pushing each other.
What is it, Bill? 2.25 miles, something like that?
Yeah, that's about right. About 2.5. Yeah, that's about right.
There's not a lot of free space for 45 cars, is it?
No, it isn't. No, it's and it's amazing. You know, NASCAR has raced their intermediate series here a few times, and Indy cars every year. That's kind of interesting. God, imagine Indy cars in this track. God,
that's crazy.
Well, I live 8 miles away and I can hear them when they start. That's how loud it is. Jesus.
Yeah.
And, just talking about NASCAR, Bill. Will you be watching this weekend coming?
Why? What's on?
Is this the dirt one?
It's Bristol Dirt Track.
Yeah,
Bristol
I'll be
Dirt,
watching that. That sounds like a hoot.
Well, that'll be interesting for sure.
Ricardo
Yeah, I probably will.
Ronchina looking for a gap in the traffic there. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah,
No, that's okay.
Just looking down the list of names, guys, and there's a few, well, quite a few that we recognise from last season. A few that have also partaken in some of our series as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a few that we know absolutely nothing about, and we will murder their names.
Well, I recognize one name we had for one race last year, and I think he drives in real life. Marco Bortolotti.
Yeah, Mirko. Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, we had Sam Coulthard, who was very, very fast last year.
Yeah, he was brilliant. As is Niels Langeveld, Mirko Bortolotti. Jort van Wyk did well last season as well.
Yeah. We got some shoes in this, no doubt.
Yeah. Jeroen Vatlet, he was in a lot of action last season.
Yes, he was. Yep.
Justin Nair for Next Level. I wonder if we'll get all the Next Level cars on the same bit of tarmac like every race of last season. It was hilarious.
Like a parade of those guys.
Terrible, yeah.
Evening to Lucas Kolb on the chat. Nice to have you with us.
And I thought I saw another fellow that's pretty good. Not pretty good, he's damn good. And some of the other stuff we've covered is DeVries, whatever his first name is, I forget. But
Is that Lucas?
Yeah.
yeah, I thought I saw his name in here. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's ILAS DeVries. I wonder if it's the
Oh,
same one.
yeah.
okay, wrong guy. All right, that's okay.
Yeah, we've got Wobbly Knee Camp who joined us in our GT4 TCR series.
Yeah, and Send Cullen is in here, but he's not putting the time in. But he often does this in qualifying, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's
I am slow. Who was that? Is that
that is-
Yes.
Yeah.
he's in unknown territory right now with these guys, so I can understand that.
Yeah, totally.
But one good thing, guys, about this double race format, which we obviously know about from our V8 series, is some drivers spend lots and lots of hours and thousands of laps doing practice. And if it's a one-off race, incident right at the start, race over, all that practice goes out the window. But at least with a double race evening, if it does all go wrong in race 1, you've still got a chance to make it back in race 2.
Very true.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think also it kind of combines the difference. Some guys can't do sprint races, it takes them a few laps to really get going. Whereas you have, what's the second race? 45 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, it's not an enduro, but it's a little more time for people that need a lap or two to get going, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Even in V8, you could feel the difference between running that first race and the second race. I mean, you weren't rushed, you weren't hurried or any of that kind of stuff in the second race, so it's kind of neat.
Okay, so now I'm going to practice my best Austrian.
Oh dear.
Evening to Manuel Waldebauer.
Actually, that actually sounded quite good.
Who is cheering for the Austrian sim racers. So is Wheatley.
Yeah, the Austrian sim racers drivers are Dennis hang on. Do that one, will you? Dennis Earhart. It's going to go on all night, this, folks. All night. I can't find another one, though.
Let me change my settings.
Is he on his own?
Hagen Noren, you mean? Talking about Dennis Hagen Noren?
No, Dennis Earhart. He's car number 86. He's on the screen at the minute. He's got that fantastic honeycomb paint scheme on the back of the car.
Oh,
and on the front. Didn't even realise.
Hagen Noren is actually Danny. Sorry,
All right.
I called him Dennis. Flavio Saturnini. He's up near. I saw him up near the top before.
He's dropped back some ways.
Yeah,
he's
he
10th
has.
now, so you're right. He was further up before.
Jeffrey Colmel, I remember that name from before.
Yep. Now, Carlos, I'm going to destroy this now, so apologies, Carlos. Dieguez, he's got an I rating of 7.5K.
Oh, go home.
Yeah, so for anybody
Wow.
who doesn't know about iRacing, you end up, based on your successes or failures, generating an I rating. You start at 1350, and you either go up or down. You have to try in order to go down. You also have to try to get anything over about 1500. This guy's got 7,500.
Oh, that is really, really good.
Sign him up.
Yeah, definitely.
He's driving a BMW too. Wow.
He is, yeah. Oh, that's a nice paint job, this Merc. Oscar Pie.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. Very good paint job. I wonder where these guys go to get their paint jobs.
That looks, I don't know, looks like an off-the-shoulder look.
It is. It's great, though, isn't it?
Wow, that is
Are
nice.
you going to consider that for your next one, Clyde?
No. I'm not that clever.
No, that's fucking brilliant. It's after the watershed, isn't it?
Somewhere.
Yeah. In Europe.
So what have we got left here? We are 16 minutes into the 20-minute qualifying session. So currently leading the way is, here we go, Carlos Villegas. Sorry, Carlos. Really, really terrible at names. But he's on provisional pole. Jort van Rijk is currently provisionally second, and Sam Kuitert is in third. Not sure if the AMs scored differently, but Ricardo Ronquema is currently top of the AMs, with Elijah Mitchell in second and Ferdinand Kuhl in third.
Ferdinand, my man. Ferdinand Cool.
You do know who we are missing, don't you? And I'm quite upset about it.
Jelly Bean?
No, better than that.
Vutu wasn't in this group, so go on.
Come on, you must be able to get it.
I haven't got it yet. Have you, Bill?
No.
Go on.
He's probably away somewhere, staying in the Heartbreak Hotel.
Elvis. It means you can't do all of your little song titles.
No.
What number is Oscar Pi? Is he number 2.14?
What?
PI. It's 3.14.
I think it's 3.1476 anyway.
Not when Carl Hardy's been at the Pi.
Oh, we got the chicken pluckers or whatever the name of that group is there too. What are they called?
Roaring chicken nuggets. They
No,
are.
yeah.
And they've stuck with the Ferrari.
They have, and I think there's a few next level guys stuck with the Lamborghini. Is what you were trying to say, but never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Lamborghini,
Yeah, same thing, innit?
Basically, yeah.
Who owns Lamborghini? Is it Fiat?
No,
Fiat
VW.
owns
Innit?
Ferrari.
No, is that Volkswagen, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Ben forgot to put his paint somewhere.
I think he did, yeah. It's
a full white car.
Yeah, he's gone for the polar bear look, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He did tell me he'd uploaded it, but he's obviously made a mistake somewhere.
He's driving the Kelvinator car today.
Yeah, that Audi behind went round.
That was an ERU car, wasn't it?
Yes. I have no idea. It was a white one.
Which suddenly reminds me, they've asked us to do another broadcast for them, and I was going to check on the dates.
Okay, you better do that now.
So,
there we go. ERU, prestige class.
Mr. Jelly Bean asked me.
Niels Langeveld here. Currently in 5th, so that's not shabby. He's one position up from Mirko Bortolotti. Have we got any more GazX races in tonight, or is it just Mirko? Oh no, there we go. Stefano Pellegrino.
Three of them, I think.
I think Martin Statman is as well.
Yeah, there's three of them, I believe.
Oh yes.
That's the hashtag handbag, or whatever the name of that group is.
Yeah, hashtag racing. We've seen them in other leagues. That was Flavio Saturnino, and this is Stefano Pellegrino.
Yeah, that's one of the GasX cars. Okay, looks like qualifying is over, man.
I think you're right, Bill.
Amazing. Whoa, here we go.
I'm going to switch screens, so I'll start us off. So, going off pole will be Carlos Dieguez. In second will be York Van Wyk for Kart Academy. Sam Coiter for Racecraft Esports will go off third. Kevin Unk will go off fourth for DSCDA Esports. Neil Zangerveld for T3 Motorsport will go off fifth. Then Mirko Bortolotti off sixth. Seventh will be Ricardo Romkima for Kart Academy.
Ricardo?
I know. I'm just reading it as it says it, but I'm pretty sure it's Ricardo. Then we've got Weber Niekamp in eighth. Flavio Saturnino in ninth, Caleb Lavender in 10th, and 11th will be Robin Van Brenk for DSCDA Esports, and Martin Statman for GazX Racing will go off 12th. Right, I'll carry on. 13th will be Luke Shemilovsky.
I'm sorry.
14th will be Elijah J. Mitchell. 15th will be Ferdinand Kuhl and his gang. 16th will be Nikolai Thrain. Oscar Pye will go off 17th. 18th will be Joran Vatlet for SimWorld GT Racing. 19th will be Joris Blom for Next Level. Then we get Jelle Stamborg for DSCDA Esports off 20th. 21st will be Dennis Earhart for Australian Sim Races. His fans are in the chat. 22nd will be Jeffrey Colmel. 23rd will be Danny Hoongendorn for DSCDA Esports again. And Fabian Tobin will go off 24th for Scuderia Elysium. Simon Van Dijk will go off 25th for Next Level. Ricard Barberg will go off 26th. 27th will be Justin Nye for Next Level. Eric Velay for Next Level will go off 28th. 29th will be Kaz Brinkhausen for Next Level again. They're all together. Jensen DeLieu will go off 30th. 31st will be Stefan van der... Where's the rest of his name? I'll get it for you later. For Next Level, Alex Reinders in 32nd. 33rd will be Richard Bikima for Kart Academy. Nick Stoop will go off after him. 35th is Robin De Becker. I'm sure some just vanished. For Roaring Chicken Nuggets, Jeremy will go off 36th for DSCDA. 37th is Stefano Pellegrino for GazX Racing. And I think we're going green.
We've
And
gone.
he's gone. There's a bit of contact there between second and third.
Well, they did a rolling start from the front. Wow.
Whoa!
Whoa, somebody ran
Rails round in the
outside,
background.
Yeah, and he's staying where he is, which is good. Sam's trying to get a camera on him, but
Still there, I think.
yeah.
So he's got somebody off the road off turn one, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look that way. A lot of smoke. I didn't see anybody, but...
The new
Oh, there's somebody off
one.
turn two. That
Yeah.
keyhole.
Keyhole, yeah. So we'll catch up with all that in a minute. Meanwhile, we're nearly 3 wide, going down that back straight. Ooh, that's close. Then we go into, is it China Beach?
Yeah, China Beach is the big hole next to this, but that's actually turn 6, I think, or something.
Yeah.
It might have been Ricardo Ronkima that crashed.
Ah, right. Well worked out, by the way. Oh, this is close. Fire from the McLaren.
Come too
No, this
close
ought
to
to be-
me and I shall burn you.
It's supposed to be in. Whoa!
Whoa, that's wide.
Hey, very wide.
Whoa!
Oh dear. That's Gazek. No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's Jerome Vatler.
It is, yeah. I always do that.
Lamborghini job. Looks like a gas
Lamborghini.
X, though.
It does, yeah. So here we go. Over the line again. And your current leader is Weber Niekamp.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
hang on.
Your timing
Carlos-
screen.
Timing screen's abandoned me.
Whoa!
Oh, that
There
was
you go.
Luke Shimolowski.
Oh, it was, yeah. I'll wait for my timing screen to stop having a fit. Here's the
Another
second
replay.
one. Oh, this is the guy that went off wide at Keyhole, I think. And he was helped
Oh,
off
yeah,
wide at
yep.
Keyhole.
All right, I'll push
Twice.
you even further. There you go. Okay, you're off now.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure he got onto the grass.
Keyhole's kind of a tricky corner, too. You go through there kind of flat and then off camber, downhill, out of it, which is really tough. Easy to go off the outside.
And this is Uren's incident. This is oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
he was slow there, wasn't he?
He was.
He looked it. Looked like he was in the middle of his own accident.
Oh,
Um,
dear.
Whoop.
and
That
was
made me
trying to
jump.
get it under control.
Yeah. And that Audi had about 3 or 4 pops at him, so really wanted to make sure. So who have we actually? Oh, Carlos is actually the leader at the minute. Now that my timing screen's stopped having a seizure. Oh, was that net code? It looked very odd. No, that was actual contact, was it? Just the way that the car kicked up in the air, it looked very strange.
See, we got Simon Van Dyke's driving a Ford GT, I see.
Yeah, I'm guessing, Sam, that these GT3s don't have the new damage model on.
No, never. I think that's never gonna come to GT racing because there's too many cars, to be fair.
Yeah,
And everything does this even slower than a MX-5 around the Nürburgring, so, you know.
Good one. Sam's working on a song and dance routine, I see. Wow. He's very clever there, Sam.
Brilliant camera angle, this.
It is.
Shows you the different lines that the cars take going over that as well.
I know it.
Some are keeping well away from the curves, and other ones are charging it. Like that one, that Lamborghini and the Audi.
If Pete was on there, he'd be on the other side of the track.
Well, it's safer over there. There's nobody else there.
The curving at Mid-Ohio is not bad. You don't have any big sausage curves or anything.
Well, I don't like the one that they're going past now.
Well,
that
that's
inside
the
one.
Yeah, that's the separation between the pit lane and the actual track. That's kind of a crazy.
Yeah, it upsets me and my car.
Yep.
Ah, there's a
There's a close up of the roll bar.
So we're on board with Bieber Niekamp at the minute. He's chasing down Kevin Unk and Kevin Unk's Audi. You're on board a Lamborghini. The sound of this car is quite good actually compared to some of the others. I do like the Mercedes sound.
Yeah, the Mercs are very deep throaty.
Yeah. It's like a rumble rather than a roar. Yeah. This is Jeffrey Colmel in his Audi.
He was very kind to the gentleman who was following.
That was Ricardo. Yeah. Trying to get places back. I mean, 25 minutes isn't going to last very long. We've done a fifth of it already.
Nice camera angle going into the carousel there. Carousel, another horrid corner.
It goes on forever, doesn't it?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, you don't want to go on the grass. Don't want to go on the grass. Avoid the grass.
Nope.
It's iRacing.
Yeah, hit a few cones. It's all right.
And another American track with a carousel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got some S's.
Yeah. Oh, Danny Hugendorn slow there.
Yeah.
Very slow, yeah. What happened to him? Did he get a tyre off? Looks alright at the minute on the replay.
No, he did.
Tyre off. Yeah. That's very hot. Oh, and back for his troubles. We got another one here, or is this just a nice battle? It's a nice battle, isn't it?
Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, swapping places with Nikolai Thrain. Ooh, that just absolutely threw my brain off, the fact that was on gyro cam then. So these guys are in different classes. I don't remember if they score differently. I can't remember. Is it all points up for grabs, Clyde, or do you not know?
No idea.
No.
Because the scoring for the Lamborghini Cup was very weird, wasn't it?
It was very odd. You only scored for so many positions.
Yeah.
And then you got nothing.
And then you had to be whiter than white to score in the team championship.
Yes.
It's a very battered looking Merc.
Yes, it is.
Oh, somebody was kind
Yeah, somebody was very wide there, weren't they?
They're still wide.
They're out
They're getting
the wheels
wider.
too, wow.
Yeah, they're upgrading the sand
They're almost on the other side, coming into the back straightaway.
yeah, they got border racing. They wanted to do sandcastles over there.
Or maybe they thought it was the short course instead of the full course today.
Yeah, that was a good overtake there by that Mercedes. I've not got all the paints figured out yet. Oh, look, next level guys racing together. Who'd have thought it?
Come on.
Oh, that Audi's getting tasty. Oh, dear. I'll tell you a name that I didn't read out at the beginning of this. I didn't get as far as Ben Cullen, but he has moved up 9 places, so...
Good for him.
Yeah, that's wobbly knee camp that we're watching there.
Yeah.
Was.
Jens Goosens.
Look, a little bump there.
Yeah.
Overtaken.
Little wheel rub there, wasn't
Yep,
it?
I would say so, yep.
And here we are with Stefano Pellegrino. Oh, no! That was always going to close up.
Yeah.
He backed out good and avoided that little problem.
Yeah. Oh, he gets flashing for that. I'm not sure that that's called for. That's Jeroen Vatlet, I think, behind him. It is, yeah. Oh, he's stuck that down the inside, hasn't he?
That's out of the keyhole.
Yeah. Oh, is that a bit of defensive driving there from that other BMW, Gazx BMW?
Nils Langeveld.
Yeah, what's Neil's going to do here? He's going to over-rotate.
Oh, boy, that was close.
It was. At least he's ended up on that side of that corner and not China Beach.
Whoops.
And he's away again now. And across the stripe again goes Martin Statman. Now ahead of Niels Langeveld.
And Martin Statman's in 13th place at the moment.
Yeah, way out in front. Well, not way out in front. 1 3/4 seconds in the lead at the minute is Carlos Diego still, with Sam Coiter behind him, and then a bit of a gap back to Mirko Bortolotti, who's moved up 3 places since the start. In 4th is Jork van Wyk. And then Kevin Unk is in 5th. There's a lot of close racing around Wobbly Kneecap.
Yep. Flavio Santernini's in 7th. Caleb Lavender in 8th. There's Kneecaps at Mandy and Lavender together. Coming through the carousel. Nice start finish.
And we've got Oscar Pye stepping out there to do an overtake on Elijah Mitchell. Good clean overtake.
Yeah, Mr. Mitchell gave him plenty of room too.
He did, yeah. It's not a bad policy, is it, if there's a car that's significantly faster than you approaching at speed. It's not for class position. Elijah is currently the top AM car with Ricardo Ron Kiemer. Which I think is supposed to be Rom Kiemer, I don't know, for Kart Academy in 2nd place, but he's quite a way back now after his spin earlier. And then Simon van Dijk is in 3rd at the moment, further back still.
Yeah, we're roughly halfway through the race at this point.
Christoph Augustinen on the car.
Goodness.
Oh, who's that? Stefan van der Velde.
Van der Velde.
Yeah, Christoph on the chat is cheering for Scuderia Elysium. Their highest placed car at the moment is Fabian Tobin, I think. I'll be able to tell you where he is exactly once my timing tower has stopped having a seizure again. Yeah, lost it. Yeah, it was a slow slide across the tarmac there.
No contact.
Yeah, so Fabian is in 18th now that I've got control of my timing tower again.
Matter of fact, these three guys right here are between Elijah Mitchell and Ricardo Ronquima. Who are first and second in AM.
Certainly go time. There's only just over what we got, just over 10 minutes left.
Yeah, we're approaching halfway, aren't we? Or we're at halfway. Sorry.
Yeah, we're past halfway. Pretty near halfway. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bold overtake there from Nikolai Thrain.
Yeah, he hugged the curve around Keyhole did very well too.
He did, yeah. This is all gonna play out shortly at the end of this straight. Caleb Lavender. Back to these two. This is Robin van Brenk trying to get his position back, but not getting any of it from Nikolai Thrain.
I'm surprised nobody's ended up on China Beach yet. That's the new landing area.
Yeah, it's a testament to the amount of practice that these guys must do.
Yeah.
Because it's not difficult to end up out there.
Oh, it's real easy. Yeah. Yeah, you'll find during some of the professional series that the crane has the crane that gets them out of there has a pretty busy day.
Yeah. Here, it's a battered looking Ford right there. This is Simon Van Dyke. Oh, he's going to over rotate, yeah. And then, yeah.
That deserves the slow mo.
Oh!
Oh, then he gets collected by his teammate.
Dear.
Wow, that was
Please
close.
no. And your wish is Sam's command. See, it's stylish up until about here.
Yeah.
And then that's too much.
You think he's got away with it, don't you?
Yeah. Good effort by that ASR Audi there, diving on the inside.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not like we pick on the organisers or anything like that.
No, we never do anything as low as that.
No.
Maybe he just got a bit, freaked out that he wasn't racing exactly with another next level car, because there's another two that are stuck together.
What? So he had a spin on purpose just to let another one catch up. Oh, there's another one round there, Justin Nair.
No, that's
Grease that bit of track.
That's the next level racing Audi version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's one in every type of car, to be honest. Oh, there's somebody off in a racecraft car in the background.
Oh my God!
Who was that?
Even through turn one.
Well, Sam Coiter is in a racecraft car.
He is, yeah. And I don't know.
Might have been
Well, it's
him.
not him. Surely he's in second place. Or maybe it was. I don't know. It definitely looked like a racecraft car.
Well, we've still got him in second.
Yeah. Maybe it'll come up on the event tracker in a bit. Oh, is this it? Oh, is it this car?
That's not a race. That's a car academy car.
It was a long way away, in my defence. Don't hit the wall. Oh.
Tire wall.
It had already had some action, that Audi, earlier on in the race.
Kind of crunch, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Pye again. He's a handy racer, isn't he? Yeah, it is. So he's stuck in the thick of it again, yeah.
In 11th place.
And he's up 6 positions. There's not many people up more than that.
Well, apart from Imam Bakr.
Where's that? Oh, wow, 18 positions. Blimey. More now, but I think that's because my timing screen's gone bad again.
Mine's going a bit weird. Good battle, this.
Yeah, Mr. Pye's done another one.
Wow, it's hard to stay on the outside there. That was a nice move. Wow. Look at that.
Hey.
For all that, he didn't get by, though.
No, he got it right alongside, but he was on the wrong side for the next corner, wasn't he? Niels Langeveld trying to get his position back. This is Fabian Tobin, and one of his fans, Christoph Augustinen, is in the chat.
He's trying to overtake
Fernandinho. Sorry?
Trying to overtake Comel.
Yeah, and has he done it? He has, yeah.
He's a bit sideways though, but he's done it.
Oh, we got the flashy lights. Oh, goodness.
I don't know what you're angry about necessarily, because that was quite a good overtake, but there you go. Tries to break the toe immediately out of turn 1 as well.
That? Yeah.
Oh, he's actually given the place back or lost the place.
No,
I don't know which way.
Replay.
Oh, this is a replay. Oh, was it a bit of a nudge? Is that what he was angry about?
Yeah, possibly. Just nudged him out wide.
Yeah, a bit of a love tap.
Get over it.
Oh, now he's got his position back. I spoke too soon.
You saw the future.
I did. It's one of my gifts.
It would be great if you used it on purpose to something useful, but you know.
Dear. It wouldn't be DSTV if that was the case, son.
That is true, that is true. Oh my god, Ben, you're not gonna get a lot of screen time if you don't put delivery on. Jeez.
Yeah, true. Oh, hang on, is that... It's not again, is it?
Ricardo Rumkima again, yeah.
Are we going to call him Ricardo Roundkeemer?
Look at the back end of that car. Talk about being twisted. Look at that.
I think probably the damage is affecting all of that, but still, it's not his first rodeo, is it?
That was a bit naughty.
It was.
Oh, it's easy to spin there.
It was more the reversing into the traffic, I think.
Yeah, that was nice too. Yeah.
This is Flavio Saturnino coming under pressure from Caleb Lavender again. These two have been scrapping for a while.
Caleb's the one that's got that cool black paint on that Mercedes, isn't he? You know,
yes.
that kind of, yeah.
We should really show the leader at some point, right?
No, he's driving a BMW too.
Well, he's so far ahead. Well,
Yeah,
so
well.
far ahead. Nearly 2
There
seconds.
he is.
Here he is. Told you he was still in the race. This is Carlos Diego as your leader at the moment, followed by Sam Coiter.
Yeah, we're into the last 3 minutes.
It's flashed past, hasn't it?
Sam's not that far behind.
There's Mirko Bortolotti, Jort van Wyk,
Yep.
and Kevin Unk. That's your top 5. Some beaten up Audis in the pits there. They look very similar, those two Audis, as we said.
Don't they? Yes. Somebody's asking about Alex Reindeers. I love that name. On the chat. Unfortunately, he died after 9 laps.
Oscar Pie getting more screen time.
Clarify my colleague's comment. Alex didn't die, his car died. Okay? Just want to clarify.
Well, you don't know that for definite.
No, I don't.
Oh dear, that was a hip check and a half. Who was that gave Simon a hip check? Oh.
Ben's
Don't like it when they go
by a chicken nugget.
Yes, he's gonna get nuggeted. I don't know what I'm saying now. Should just go home.
Oh, that's somebody else. Oh, is that the guy that was in the pits before?
Yeah, that's Alex Reindeer.
He's still in the pits, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there forever, I think. This is Robin Clerk. That's what I'm saying anyway. Sorry, Robin.
Shimlowski in the fire-breathing Lamborghini? No, I'm sorry, McLaren?
I was going to say. If it was a Lamborghini, that means it's literally on fire.
Yeah, really.
Which happens quite a lot.
They can, yes.
Yeah. Bit of flashing in the background from, I think it's flat. Oh no, that'll be Viber Nykamp, won't it?
Okay, leader, I believe, is on the last lap.
And this is Martin
Oh.
Statman. Oh, there's a
Somebody's
An
on the
Another
road.
ERU car, isn't it? One of
Yeah.
those
Yep.
Audis.
with it's the new one with the rotary blade on the bottom.
Gonna mow the lawn, huh? Yeah.
But it doesn't look like there's anything that Sam Coiter can do about our leader.
No, he's making his way through turns 7 and 8 at the minute, I think. About to get into Thunder Valley. There we go. Only a few turns to go for Carlos now.
I don't know how they did it, but they made that BMW look pretty decent, actually, with the paint they used.
They've done all right with that, to be fair.
Yeah, they did, yep.
So, last corner. And a win for Carlos
Well
Dieguez.
done, boy, that was dominant. And, of course, Sam Coitart isn't that far behind.
No, he's not. He's only 1.5 seconds. There's a little bit of time before we find Mirko Bortolotti.
He's in a Gas X car, I believe.
He is, yeah. And we'll go through the finishing order, or as much of it as we can get through in the time that we're given. After everybody's finally got across the line, because you never know what happens on the last lap.
And I think the answer to our question is the top 10 are reversed for race 2.
Right.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Which will stir things up, given how quick the top 10 are in this.
Yes.
Christian Glamseater crossing the line, and I think he may be the last car. He was the last car.
I think you're right.
So, your finishing order for the first of the Next Level E Series GT3 Simcontrols Championship was Carlos Dieguez. In second was Sam Coiter for Racecraft Esports. GazX Racing Team came home in third with that man, Mirko Bortolotti. Fourth was Jort van Wyk in the Car Academy car. Fifth was Kevin Ook for DSCDA Esports. 6th was Weber Nykamp. 7th was Flavio Saturnino. 8th was Caleb Lavender. 9th was Nikolai Thrain. And 10th was Oscar Pye. They will be reversed as long as we've got a good handle on the rules for the next race, which will be 45 minutes long in about 10 minutes. Then Robin van Brenk finished 11th for DSCDA Esports. Elijah Mitchell finished 12th. In 13th was Martin Statman for GazX Racing. 14th was Joris Blom for Next Level Racing. Jeffrey Colemill finished 15th. 16th was Fabian Tobin for Scuderia Elysium Racing. And 17th was Dennis Earhart for Austrian Sim Racers, with Simon van Dijk finishing 18th for Next Level Racing.
Okay, and 19th we had Kaz Brinkshausen from Next Level Racing. 20th, Richard Boberg. 21st was Richard Bokima for Kart Academy. 22nd, Jerome Valet in SimWorld GT Racing. 25th was Niels Langeveld, T3 Motorsports. 24th, Ricardo Ronkima for Kart Academy. 25th, Jelle Stamberg, DSCDA Esports. 26th, Jeremy Van Der whatever it is, and DSCDA Esports. Sorry, Jeremy. 27th is Justin Nazer, Next Level Racing by SJS Esports. 28th was Stefano Pellegrino from GasX Racing Team.
And 29th was Ben Cullen for BSTV Esports. Eilas de Vries in 30th for Next Level Racing. Robin de Becker for Roaring Chicken Nuggets in 31st. 32nd was Ferdinand Kuhl for Kart Academy. 33rd was Stefan van der Velde for Next Level Racing. Nick Stoop, 34th for Roaring Chicken Nuggets. Christian Glamsita in 35th. Robin Klucker in 36th. Luke Chmielowski in 37th. And in 38th was Niels de Kuiper. 39th, Imam Bakr. 40th, Tarek El Shafi. 41st, Jens Goosens. 42nd, Danny Hugendorn. 43rd was Alex Reinders. 44th was Eric Valet. And last but not least was Jensen DeLu in 45th.
Well, I don't think there's one piece of track out there that didn't have a car on it in that first event.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very packed track, wasn't it? And to be fair, there were less incidents than I expected there to be, given the amount of cars on such a short track.
Yeah, a lot of people finished. Considering, you're absolutely right, Pete.
Yeah, I thought they'd be crawling all over one another, and that wasn't the case.
Now, even the first lap, really, they had a couple little incidents, but considering that, Mid-Ohio, the first few corners are very crowded, and it's amazing they didn't do more damage than they did.
Yeah, I think a lot of the incidents were cars going off on their own, wasn't it? Rather than cars going into cars and going off.
Yeah, there's a lot of over-rotation, particularly Audis, and that is a complaint that people make about the Audi, that it reacts too much, and you don't notice when it's lost all its grip, and it started to go around on you.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't give you much warning, I guess is the term you might want to use in that car, right? I've driven that a little bit, and it feels really stable, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's going. Of course, you can't compare my driving because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but anyway.
So we're in 10 minutes worth of warm-up at the moment, and in the middle of it, and there's not many cars out on the track, to be honest.
Well, here comes one now.
Clearly, they're so good, they don't need to practice.
Yeah, track temperature's up to 94 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fairly warm. It's got to be like 30 something in centigrade, I would think.
Yeah, 34.
Yeah. This track is all a blacktop or macadam or whatever you call it, hard pan type track.
Yeah.
There's no concrete on it. And also, if you notice, in some of the corners, they have this, like, it's got a dark strip. That's a sealer that they put on the track. It used to, right there, you can see that kind of dark patch.
Yep.
That used to, actually, when they had some of the Can-Am cars years ago that raced there, would actually lift the track off. So they were put that stuff on to keep it down, I guess, or something. I don't know.
It's
But anyway.
incredible.
Yeah.
Jasper Sholton on the chat was trying to figure out where Mr. Reinders ended up. He didn't have such a great race and finished right at the bottom, sadly. In fact, Mr. Reinders has a lot of fans in there. Baz Spank is in there as well.
Must be a popular guy then, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mid-Ohio's blessed with a weird pit road as well.
In what way?
Well, it's kind of it's really odd. First of all, when people come there for the first time, they miss the pit entrance about 19 times because it's right in the carousel on the outside, right where that car is now.
Yeah.
Right there you can see it just in the bottom to the left, and you don't really see it because you're concentrating on the apex of that corner, and you don't see it. But
yeah, the other track that I find like that is Barber.
Yep, exactly.
You're into the penultimate turn there, and you're like, oh, I need to pit. Oh no, I've just gone past the pits.
Yep, and then they got that crazy right and left hand corner, and when you're still cruising at 100 miles an hour, you go, Jesus. Yeah, Barber's a beautiful facility, though. I tell you.
I love it. I think it's one of my favorite tracks beautiful. on the simulator.
And I think I've told you the guy Barber who started the place. He was a connoisseur of motorcycles. He's got one of the best motorcycle collections in his showcase over there.
Yeah, I'll have to get over there if the world situation ever recovers itself.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, really is.
Mm. So what are you expecting out of this one then, Clyde?
Well, obviously we've seen how quick the top 10 are, as a whole. It's 45-minute race. There's a bit more time. It's not so much of a frantic race. Be interesting to see. Carlos dominated there through qualifying into race one. Now let's see what his racecraft is like in trying to come through the field. But it's not going to be easy getting past those other cars in the top 10 because they're all really, really quick.
And also, would we be expecting a pit stop on this one as well, this
I
section?
would have thought so, yes.
Yeah, yep. So that puts a new twist on things. Yeah, Carlos was pretty quick. He seemed to be able to pull away whenever he felt like it. Pretty dominant.
It's to me, it's especially the guys in the top 10, 15. It's staying out of trouble in those first couple of laps, settling into a rhythm, working out your tactics, and if you are genuinely quicker than the cars in front, it's picking them off one at a time, then catching up to the next one.
Yeah,
but it'd be interesting to see which of these guys has actually got patience.
Actually, also another contributor too is being a bottom feeder. I can tell you, or being a back marker, that the further up front you start, the less accordion effect you have in a big race like this too, which is a definite advantage.
Yeah, and a 45-minute race as well. The leaders, I would guess, at some point are going to catch the back of the pack.
I would think so, yeah.
And we've seen it before, and it's been stated many, many times. The leader is the one that wakes everybody up. So it's always a tricky place to be.
Oh, there we have the starting thing. Okay. Going through half of them already. Wow.
We're not really going to have time to go
We missed
through
it.
it.
Wow, yeah.
But your top 10 are Oscar Pye, Nikolai Thrain, Caleb Lavender, Flavio Saturnino, Wobbly Knee Camp, Kevin Oink, York Van Witt, Mirko Bortolotti, Sam Kuitert, and Carlos Dieguez. Heard a kading kadong.
What was that?
Don't know whether that was Tyler joining us or.
Well, I saw him groveling about was he supposed to be here and all that stuff on the side of on a message here.
He probably connected and then his mum told him he had some homework to do.
Okay, we're on pace lap here.
Yeah, we know it's a short one.
Well, are we awake out there?
You talking to me? Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm talking to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Tyler Newitt.
Yes, I thought this was still a Thursday series.
And they're gone.
They're gone.
They're very gone.
You've arrived just in time for the second race, Tyler.
Well, yeah, I tuned into the stream and thought I had missed it, but saw my opportunity to still jump in.
Well.
Particular street cone went into orbit then. Did you see that? It went.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 3 wide into keyhole. Oh, and a bit of shunting and door banging. Oh, there's lots going on behind.
There's a big one going on there. There's 3 off.
Yeah, minimum. Is that?
It wasn't Ron Keemer again, was it?
I hope not. If he didn't have bad luck tonight, he'd have no luck at all.
Might not have been.
Well, I can just about pick out Carlos in that melee. Do you know anything about Carlos, Tyler?
Nope.
No, he's got 7,500 die rating.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of a lot.
That's big, yeah. And he pretty much took control of this race, the first race.
Hasn't really moved up since the reverse, though.
Well, it's 45 minutes. Maybe he's smart enough not to get too crazy yet. He's got Mirko Bortolotti right ahead of him as well. Not going to be an easy pass.
There's cars swarming all over the place at the moment.
Yeah.
Whoa! Somebody
That
got a
was
big
replay
somebody had a big hop there.
So yeah, I think that was Niels Langeveld in the ERU car. There was definitely a next level car
Here's a
involved
replay
with
again.
that.
Let's see.
I think it was Kaz Brinkhausen, the next level car in the Mercedes.
Yeah, and Richard Bukima as well.
That's the EIU car, or whatever you said, right? Clyde, the other one there.
I think that was Niels Langeveld.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I could be wrong.
There's Sam Kuitert.
Yeah, getting
Mixing
a bit
it
of
up
a heave-ho, yeah. And that was from Martin Statman, I think. No, it wasn't. It was
It's
Mirko.
Carlos. It's Carlos who was side by side with.
Yeah.
Sam Kuitert, yeah.
The side contact was from Mirko, by the way, not Carlos.
So, yeah.
Carlos take advantage of it, yeah.
Yeah, Carlos has got past Sam, hasn't he? The only other mover in the top 10 is Wobbly Knee Camp. Has got past Flavio Saturnino.
I was beginning to doubt my own eyesight for a minute. Meanwhile, up at the pointy end, Oscar Pye is setting away down the road.
It's a good battle for second.
It is. And while they keep scrapping, Oscar might get away. He is fast because we saw him overtaking every car in the world in the last race.
Jiving for position there.
Or dodging the draft. Not in a military. Oh dear!
Whoa!
That was a non-stop chicken nugget.
Colonel Sanders' car, and what's the other one?
It was Robin De Becker and Jeffrey Colmel, I think, and it looked like De Becker just didn't brake almost into the keyhole.
Oh dear, that's the Audi for you. It spat him off the track. the crowd are going to go wild on the chat in a minute because there's about 3 of his fans out there, Mr. Reinders.
He's out there.
Oh, hang on. Is this Robin De Becker doing a 1,000-point turn to get back on the track? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah, I'm back on the track. Whoops, I've gone round again. Hang on, I've not got enough damage on my car. I'll just drive into these tyres as well.
There's a track here somewhere. I'll aim for this bit of tarmac. There we go. We're all saying it like we've never done it.
Exactly.
Yeah, really. Whoa.
Yeah.
Way too fast.
Totally missed his braking point, didn't he?
Yep.
Definitely. Tyler, being an ex-Honda guy, you must have spent some time in Mid-Ohio.
Believe it or not, I didn't. I've never been. Yeah. Despite being in Indiana, I never made it over to Mid-Ohio, but watched plenty of races around there on the TV.
Well, you know, that's a hot spot for Honda testing their race
Absolutely.
cars.
Yeah, it's right near Honda North America's headquarters, so they do.
Yeah, they're not too far from Marysville, where the assembly plant is either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they do a lot with Mid-Ohio, but nope, never made it out there. As we see, that is Carlos and Sam going at it. So these two keep fighting each other. They're gonna not be able to move forward much.
Yeah, well, that all started because Carlos had a go at Yort. Yort shut the door, and that put him back in the clutches of Sam.
So
Statman doing well up there in 11th, 12th, sorry.
yeah, and Oscar Pie isn't being allowed to get away now, so Caleb Lavender is stuck with him. And they've got a little 5-car train. Oh, it's actually getting bigger all the time as they get in each other's way a little bit.
These first few laps have been super competitive up front here.
Apologies to Martin's mum, he is in 11th.
In car number 12.
Oh, there we go. There's a move for the lead. Caleb Lavender.
Good overtake
You got
that
him.
one.
Yep, you got him.
That's where you do it at Mid-Ohio. There's really, it's there or the keyhole if you can get a run up through turn number 1. Those are really the only good passing opportunities around Mid-Ohio.
I had mentioned that earlier. Having worked here a lot and driven here, I can tell you there's not many passing opportunities here.
Yeah, if you get a good run down through Thunder Valley, you can maybe set something up in the carousel if you're good on the brakes, but it's considerably more difficult to do than the keyhole or turn 6.
Definitely. Carousel's like slow motion photography going through there. God almighty.
It's interesting because the track is a little bit off camber, but that's not why it's so slow through there. And I honestly haven't driven the track in a while on iRacing, so I don't know how well it's represented. But in real life, there's a massive bump right as you are kind of transitioning into the turn 15, the left-hand portion.
Correct, that's right.
And it really, really upsets the car, and it's so difficult to get traction out of turn 15 into the start line that's why everyone looks like they're going so slow through the carousel.
And you'll also find out that the carousel, in real life, when you enter it, it's a lot wider radius than when you're exiting, when it actually tightens up as you're leaving. The U-turn portion, when you go back to the left where that bump is you're talking about, that's a little different story down there.
Good move by Mirko up to 6th place on Kevin Ung.
Sure.
I think Kevin let him have it a bit into turn 6. He could have protested a bit more, but Mirko definitely had the run.
They're certainly piling up behind.
I wonder who the cork in the bottle is there. I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Well, I'm not actually sure that there is one, because
Might not be.
you would suspect it would have been Oscar, but Caleb's got past him and not managed to disappear. So
we've ended up with a 12-car battle for the lead at the moment.
Yes,
That's excellent.
Nobody's giving out. Look at this. They're just scrapping all over. Somebody needs to tell them there's 45 minutes of this.
And as you know, Tyler, this keyhole's tricky too. You come in there and doing real well, and as you exit, there's definitely off camber coming out of there.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
It really falls off. Oh, that was almost a touch
Whoa!
there between Carlos and York.
That
Carlos
was, yeah.
making a move on York, but he's on the wrong side of the track.
Oh, who
That's
was that one straight on?
Statman on Sam Coiter behind them, and it's Weeba Niekamp off the track.
Yeah, what happened to Wobbly?
Straight on. I don't think he braked.
We're gonna have finally somebody in China Beach.
Yeah.
We had help.
Oh,
no.
he had help. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, there we go. Somebody made China Beach finally. Good. Okay.
Yeah, it was with Flavio. I'd like to see an overhead of it, but it did look from first glimpses that Wobbly turned into the corner and Flavio was already there.
Yeah, let's have a look. I mean, Flavio at this point is quite a way back.
I think Flavio was just defending from Mirko and missed his break a bit.
Yeah, I'd say so as well.
Take that back, Wobbly, sorry. I don't think that was on you.
And the tricky part is you want to make a late apex in turn 6 to set up turn 7. So there's, unless you're being defensive like Flavio was, there's no reason to turn in early. And that's why it seemed as though he turned in a little bit later. It was really just, that's the line you take through that corner to set up turn 7.
Yeah, and that opens up that lunge down the inside, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, it's very susceptible to late lunges, and that was a little too late, I think, from Flavio.
So Nikolai Thrade has also got past Oscar Pye now.
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to mention that. Yep.
Hey, Caleb has got a little bit of a gap because of that.
Yeah, he has.
The biggest gap we've seen in this race so far.
Doing a really good job so far.
Mirko's the biggest mover in the top 10, up 4 spots from where he started, so he's done the best with the reverse grid, but Jeroen Vatlet, a bit further outside the top 10 and 13th, is up 9 spots in his Lamborghini, so he's made quite a bit of progress from the start of this one.
Yeah, Jeroen had a bit of a rough race 1.
And actually, that's his class positions, I think. He's up 14, unless I'm reading that wrong. I think I'm reading that wrong.
Now, Bartolotti has just passed Oscar Pye as well.
Yep, well spotted, Bill. Mercedes on Mercedes. That must have taken a while because that car's about 45 feet long.
It is nice to see the Mercedes have front-running pace again, because it was not, it had a couple of tracks where it could compete with the last set of BOP, but it really wasn't a good enough all-rounder for people to pick it. But with the latest set of updates, it's definitely it's got a fighting chance, and clearly with 3 of them in the top 4, it's doing well here around Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, there's a chicken nugget back marker of Robin DeBecker in with the leaders now. Mirko's going to want to try and get past Nikolai Thrade as quick as he can.
And the inside the keyhole.
Yeah.
It's going to do it.
Maybe.
It's so tough to get the traction on that inside line, but I think Nikolai ran a little wider than he intended and opened the door for Mirko to slip through.
And for Oscar Pye looking at this as well, because he's going to be alongside by the time they get to the China Beach corner.
Yeah, but he'll hold that. You can really defend well on the outside there, and then you have the inside line downhill into turn 7. So it's not a death sentence to have someone up your inside into turn 6.
This camera just made me blink because the car was heading towards my eyes. Brilliant.
So we wait and see now whether Mirko can get back that couple of seconds to Caleb.
and whether he takes the rest of them with him.
Carlo Diegas still seem to have problems getting by Jorn Van Wyck. And Sam Coulthard is just hanging on. Coulthard is hanging on right behind him. I'm shocked at that. I thought they would have moved up a little bit by now.
Well,
They still have plenty of time. It's not like it's over.
it's a talent-packed top 10, isn't it?
Really.
And like we were saying earlier, there's really only a couple of good places to set up a pass at Mid-Ohio. So if you figure you're getting max 2 cars a lap, it's going to take you a little bit to work your way forward. And then you consider the fact that, you know, none of these guys really have an absurd pace advantage over anybody.
That's Sam Coulthard putting a move on Carlos. And he's going to get this done, I think, because he's got the preferable line into this next corner.
Yep.
Oh, he's still alongside, though. Oh.
There's no such thing, I was going to say, Pete, there's no such thing as a preferable line through the S's, because you can hang with anybody on the outside of any of those corners. But now Sam, I think, is probably going to have it. Oh.
Wow.
Very close. And he's not got it. Held him off.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I think Martin Statman did really well then. He saw that accident coming and backed out.
Yeah, he got off him in a hurry. That was good.
Mirko just set the quickest lap of the race, 21.2. I think he will be with Lavender before too much longer.
Yeah, he's cut a good 4/10 out of that lead so far. And there's a Shock 3 next level cars. We're in the same shop there. Let's see if we can try a commentator's curse, because we haven't seen a slow-mo of Simon in this race yet.
He's currently second in class, back in 17th overall.
He's doing well in that Ford,
Yep.
considering it's from 1973.
And from my understanding of the Ford strengths, this isn't really a track that should suit it. It's very much, as I understand it, it's good on the point and shoot type of tracks where you can.
It doesn't change direction very well, does it?
No, and it doesn't carry speed super well, but it's, if I'm not totally mistaken here, because I haven't driven it, it's really good if you get it pointed out of a corner on throttle. You can really make some pace up on the straightaways. So good on Simon to be pulling that thing around in the top 20 and second in class. He's doing a good job with it.
Yeah, it won't last.
I need him to have a good day today so he doesn't trouble me in the GT4 race on Wednesday.
Now that Clyde has talked about him, he's done. Simon, it's all Clyde, just remember.
Carlos is really struggling to get past your.
Yeah, he is.
And Sam just got around him.
Past him, yeah.
That was an amazing overtake by Sam Coulthard, actually. How he made it stick, I'm not quite sure, but he's
Certainly
done
was.
it.
Yeah,
Well, seeing them go.
Sorry, Todd. Carlos had to go off line to try and get past your, and that just opened the door.
Well, all 4 cars were 2x2 at one point, about 3 corners back. While you were talking about Simon. And yeah, they've kind of sorted themselves out, and Sam Coulthard, I think, is the only one of the 4 that actually pulled a position.
Well, seeing them all manage to go side by side through the S's lap after lap kind of desensitized us a bit, I think, to the insanity of the around the outside overtake that Sam managed to pull off, because it's not easy. They've just been doing it consistently for a few laps now.
He's got a bit of an addiction for over around the outside now, Sam Coulthard. He's trying it again.
It's a good track for it, Mid-Ohio. There's a lot of corners you can make it work if you have the pace, and it certainly seems like Sam does.
Whoa!
Wow.
That was Yorks.
I like the way Sam boozed and thought we were talking about him.
Yeah, Jeremy, you're welcome. Thank you.
We had a bit of York Van Sideways there.
You
Yeah,
did.
that was not even on the broadcast yet, but
I know, it is now.
yes.
I knew
That
you'd
was a
whispered
joke
it in the
about it.
background.
There's the replay of that, and he backs
Oh,
off the track.
Oops.
Did he get going again at all, or not?
No.
No, he's reset to the pits. He might have driven it back to the pits, but he is in the pits now.
Yeah.
Somehow I don't think Carlos is done with Sam.
No, I think this has got another, what's that, 25 minutes to run? This particular little battle?
Yes.
Now, you have some experience in this BMW, right, Tyler?
Not the BMW, no. I've driven the Audi, the McLaren, the Mercedes.
Well, I guess what I was going to ask you, does that car have a tendency to wear out tires when it follows somebody more than when it's out front? You know, there are cars that do that. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't surprise me at all as a front-engine car. I know the Mercedes does have a tendency for that. And my understanding, again, haven't driven it, but the BMW is known to be one of the more stable of the current crop of GT3 cars in iRacing. But that can mean that you're putting more steering angle into it to get it around if it's a more understeery balanced car just in general. So it's certainly possible that it wears out those front tires on the BMW quicker than some of the rest of the cars, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I just wondered maybe if that was part of his problem. You know, I've heard, and you know, as I said, I've never experienced it either, not having driven any of these cars in anger. But I've heard that, you know, when it gets into traffic like this, it has a tendency to wear out tires more than if it's out front by itself somewhere. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true for most cars that are fast enough to get into aero wash. And iRacing does, as we've got a move here. That is Flavio again sending it into turn 6, but not able to make it stick.
Yeah, I think
on
we're going to
Oscar
have a
Bye.
battle for the lead shortly as well.
Yeah, he's caught him quite quickly now. He's half a second off Caleb. But these guys are making it entertaining as Sam takes a position from Flavio.
Oh,
And then, whoa! And then
wheel to wheel, that was.
Carlos invited himself into that one.
A little netcode as well, it looked like. But yeah, just to finish the thought, it's if aero wash is properly modeled, which it generally is in iRacing in my experience, you're going to wear out the front tires anytime you're tucked up behind somebody because you just don't have that downforce on the nose like you would. Yeah, that looked like there was a gap between them on my screen. I don't know about everybody else, but
Well, it looked
definitely looked like some netcode there.
Well, it looked like they popped kind of together in the front, and then he got a little airborne. The back tire came down, and
Yeah, here's that battle for the lead.
yeah, that's going to change.
Mercedes on Mercedes. It's been a long time since we've said that.
I'll tell you, Caleb Lavender's done a hell of a job. Okay, here we go into turn 6.
Marco just
Done deal.
made that look easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I think Caleb has done everything he needs to do as we see Sam moving up into 5th in a reverse grid race. You just, you know, you build as much of a gap as you can, and when, that was a nudge.
Whoa, little fishtail. I almost lost control. Almost into the other car there.
Yeah, but I think, you know, you build as much of a gap as you can, and you know, unless there's some major issues with the quick guys, the quickest guys behind you, they're eventually going to catch you. So there's no point fighting it, really.
Yeah.
You just settle in behind, and fortunately for Caleb, Mirko has built quite a gap in behind him with the help of Nikolai Thrain and Oscar Pai to an extent. So Caleb is doing everything he needs to do right now, which is sitting in behind Mirko, kind of following him around and, you know, trying to maintain that gap over guys like Sam and Carlos who are going to be wanting to work their way through. And we're already halfway through this race. You know, there's a decent chance that they don't get there by the end of this.
I was gonna say they both have a pretty good lead out there. Looked like coming up the straightaway there into the keyhole. And you know, Caleb was smart letting him go by where he did too, because that was a good place for him to pass. There wasn't any chance of really having a collision or anything like that. So that was a good move, really.
I think same thing you see right there with Oscar Pye and Martin Statman. Just
Yep.
you know, yep, you're quicker. Go ahead.
Yep.
And this is Fabian Tobin, who's finally caught Elijah Mitchell. This isn't for same class honours. These are in different classes.
Now, didn't they tussle in the last race too? Didn't they?
They were
Sam in
very
the pits.
close together. Yeah.
Sam Coitard in the pits.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just gonna say somebody's in the pits. Okay.
Did he stop?
Looks
That
like he's
looked like a
driving,
drive-through.
looks like he's driving all the way through.
So
but
what's he managed to get that for? Incident points? Can't be.
Yeah, no.
Probably
Or-
incident points, you know. One touch there, one touch there. That's
Yeah, I guess so.
true.
incident
Yeah.
points, then fjord strikes maybe.
I mean, we're only
Okay.
25 minutes in. Even I can't accrue that many incident points in that amount of time, and I'm good at that.
So
Well, probably because you're retired by now, but
I'm just looking in the driver text chat, and there's a message from Sam with 2 question marks and nothing else. So I'm not sure. Also, Ben Cullen has disconnected. Don't know what happened to Ben there, but he is apparently run into some trouble.
yeah, I think for the next races we might ask some organizer to get some admin access to see the incident points for each driver, as well. That could be very handy.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't have right now, so can't really tell about what timestamp, but you know, probably incidents and drive-through.
Do you know, Sam, would we be able to see race control messages if they came through as text messages?
I think we should see them, even though in spectator mode, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
I think we do, because yeah, I think other spectators saw them when I was sending
Okay.
race control messages.
Well, the only other thing it could be is if he's cut the track somewhere and then not served his time penalty.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good thought, Pete. It could. There's quite a few places you can run a bit wide, including here at turn 6. If you try and come back on a bit later at turn 7, maybe it gives you a penalty there, as we see that was Tobin past Mitchell.
Oh, or has he? Oh,
I think so, and then your own's going to get him as well here.
And the next level car might as well.
Yep.
He has
We've
done. Yep. Oh, is that Weeb and Niekamp? Yeah.
Yep.
Niekamp.
Because Langeveld is having a heck of a time trying to get by Dennis Earhart here.
Where's our man Ben Cullen in this one?
Yeah, he's retired, we think. He's definitely disconnected anyway.
Oh, so he's gone, huh? Okay.
Here he is now. We're watching the replay of Send. Over rotating, which is the Audi way. Pulls it onto the grass.
Oh, and somebody spun behind him too.
That's because he greased the track after he did his. But then he carries on, so I don't know what the issue there is. Now, Tarek Al-Shafi was about 15 positions up when he did that. And then has tried to get back on the track. I once got a car stuck on the left-hand side of the track.
Was that Ben Cullen?
That one, the second one was Tarek El Shafi.
Yeah, but the guy over on the other side was.
That was Ben,
right?
yeah.
Maybe Tarek was trying to get more points for style or something in the spin there.
Yeah. So Caleb has managed to stick with Mirko and is using him to tow him round. So probably the wisest of the options, wouldn't you say, Tyler?
And they got a pretty good lead, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if he can stick with him, and he certainly has for now, then that's what he needs to do. All he needs to make sure is that he's not burning up his tires, pushing extra hard to stick with Mirko, because that could be trouble. But if he can stay tucked up behind Mirko and use his toe down the straights, then yeah, that's a great position to be in, to be honest. Whoa!
Oh my, that's not going to stop. That is way out there.
Was there contact there, or was that Carlos just dodging Kevin, who was spinning?
I've no idea, but he's now in a different postcode completely. So he's looked out to see what's going on, and then taken a real smack on the right-hand rear.
He got him in the back a little bit.
He did.
Yeah. I think Kevin braked a little bit earlier than Carlos was expecting in order to make the corner with a defensive line, and Carlos took his normal braking point and didn't really account for that. That's something you've got to be aware of. You know, when you're in a battle like this, you have to know if he's on the defensive line, he's going to be braking earlier than you expect.
Carlos, yeah.
I think he tried to somehow try and avoid him.
Yeah,
with the behaviour of that car, but it wasn't done with the finesse it required.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Carlos definitely didn't intend to hit it. He didn't go into the corner intending to hit him, but you have to be aware when you're in a battle like that you can't expect the car to brake at your optimal braking point, which it seemed like Carlos might have there. It's tough to say, but he definitely did try and avoid him, but ultimately sent him off into China Beach.
Yeah,
Nicholas Rain also.
Yeah, he's given him about 6 acres of room, based on what happened on the previous lap.
Yeah, he didn't like what he saw at the last lap.
Yeah. Sam Coiter making his way very quickly through the traffic now, on his way back after his drive-through.
Yeah, back into the top 10.
Who was it, Kevin Oink that went into China Beach there?
Yep. Now, where did Niels Langeveld go? Because he was fighting with Dennis Earhart a couple of laps ago.
That's a good point. He's no longer on my timing screen.
He's in the pits.
He is. He's miles back now, 34th.
He's got the trademark Silverstone rear wing, so...
Yeah, he's backed into something. I wonder if he's backed into the front of somebody's car. He's vanished. And binned it.
Yeah, that's at the carousel, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I would imagine it was tough to see because it was blinking, but I think he probably just carried too much speed into through Thunder Valley and into the lead into the carousel. And once you are too wide coming into the carousel and you brake on the grass, it's game over pretty much. You're not going to get that car slowed down. But he was ahead of both Justin Nair and Dennis Earhart at the time, so he had made the pass and just lost it trying to get away from him.
Yeah. Sad day for Niels at the minute.
What I was going to mention before, in real life, if you went into China Beach as deep as Kevin Oink did, you wouldn't be driving out of there, trust me. They'd have to come winch you out of there.
I got a car beached on that corner once, not actually in the beach, but it was pivoted on the edge of the tarmac.
You got high-sided,
Yeah.
There was the classic Alex Rossi celebratory beaching of the car after his win at Mid-Ohio a couple years ago. At the exit of the keyhole, he tried to do some donuts and got it high-sided on the curb. They had to tow him to victory lane.
When I worked at Mid-Ohio, I had a hell of an incident at the keyhole one time. I was working that corner, and some guy, it was a Trans Am race, and some guy came screaming in there, and I turned, it's kind of, your head's on a pivot there, you got to kind of look both ways. I turn around, and a Mustang had gone off the track and was inverted up in the catch fence, hanging there. I'm going, oh my God, what do we do now? You know, that was scary though. I'll tell you, the people that sat on the hill scurried in a hurry, I guess, because there was nobody standing there. I'll tell you.
What was the advice given in your guidebook for marshalling that corner?
Well, I called it into control actually, and next thing I see is a couple wreckers coming out to pull them the hell off there. What else can you do?
That's Caleb Lavender in the pits. It was fun on the Rossi story. Just the team came into the simulator that I worked at, I think the week after. Ooh, that's somebody off the track. That was close. The team came in to the simulator not long after Rossi had beached it, doing his half a donut. Yeah. So we sometimes had donuts in the morning, and so we cut him in half for him.
I was gonna say I could see that one coming. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a fun one, but. He still won the race. Oh, that was Tarek getting helped around there by somebody.
Boy, got hit pretty hard, too.
Mr. Saturnino.
It was, yeah. Not the first time Flavio's helped somebody around here today.
Say, Flavio, that kind of looked like payback to me.
That is Sam getting past Jerome barely through turn 6.
That was closer than you'd like, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure was.
Who's in the red Audi that we keep seeing who's got an absolutely mashed front end on it?
That's a good question. It might be, who was it involved in that early incident? Is it Bukema?
Oh,
potentially?
Ricardo Rakima?
No, the other one, Richard Bukema.
Oh, him, okay, yeah.
Yes, similar names.
Very stylish wing.
Yeah. I don't know what problem he had with the straight one he had on earlier, but you know.
Maybe
so forgive me, having missed the first race. Do they need to make a pit stop, or was Caleb? Did he not put enough fuel in for the race?
I don't know.
We think that they need to pit.
Yeah,
okay.
I would think so.
There's I think 2/3 of the field already made a pit stop now. I'm gonna
Gotcha.
put the pit stop thing on the screen. And
Thank you,
yeah, over to P10, no pit stop, then Caleb, and then we've got like 5 cars, no pit stop, then 2 pit stop, and so on and so forth. And if we go back to the end of the field, almost every of them has made a pit stop now.
Gotcha.
Our colleague Clyde has disappeared again today.
His internet or whatever it was, his computer died on him again.
Yeah, I don't know. It was really crazy last night.
It says, it says 60% fuel limit, so these cars can do, a little over an hour of fuel, depending on the track, so would expect they have about 40 minutes in the tank, which will get them not quite to the finish, unless they're saving a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, getting back to Clyde, I think we're just too professional for him. Just maybe we're doing a better job without him, you know.
Well, no, I jumped in and Clyde was disgusted by the professionalism, so he just had to leave.
Oh, Tyler, you're setting yourself up, baby.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's the only broadcast I get to do anymore because I'm racing in every other series we do. So I'm open. There's plenty of opportunity for Clyde to take pot shots at me. On any given Wednesday, Saturday, or something.
Tyler, he never does.
Oscar Pye's done well to hold on to a top 5 position.
Certainly
after
has.
He was, he led early, and then it seemed like he was dropping like a rock, but he's holding on to 5th place over Flavio Saturnino for now.
After about 15 laps, he kind of got manhandled, but he's kind of been holding his own now, so that's really good.
Yeah, he did get a little help with the trouble to Sam, and Kevin had an off, as we see Martin Statman in the pit lane. We've had the off as well, so he has had a little bit of help as he comes into the pits. But still a good job to keep it clean and in the top 5.
For sure.
Something happened to your room?
I think he just went into the pits, I think. Is he speeding?
Oh, into the pit wall.
Yeah.
Do they get a
well,
fast repair?
That's easy to do.
I don't think they do.
That's not going to help his handling.
Ooh, he didn't hit anything.
Just a screw. Well, he had some
Wow.
damage, so if it wasn't from that, it was from something else.
He had to be speeding going by those.
I was going to
cones, though.
say, when you're on the grass, you're not slowing down, are you? In
I was going to say he
iRacing,
had
so-
to be speeding there.
Yeah, definitely. I think we might see him return to the pits or a very, very long pit stop, one of the two.
Yeah. Also, we joke about Clyde dropping out, but I'm staring at my cat whose paw is resting on my computer's power button. So if I disappear in a second, you'll know why.
And that is Mirko Bortolotti and
Oh, and Carlos.
Caleb. Carlos.
He's in
Yeah,
the
so
pits.
where will Caleb come out is the question.
And Nikolai Thrain's in as well, who's hanging in there in third position. Good for him.
So there goes. Is that Mirko leaving now? Yes. With the next level car in tow. And
And
that
there's
is
Carlos.
Yeah.
Deglade.
Where is? Oh, he's way back down there. Look. That's not worked out well for Caleb.
Yeah, he's got a 4 seconds longer pit stop than Mirko and Carlos.
Wow.
They just put in too much fuel, I guess.
Maybe.
I was going to say, what do you get for 4 seconds? But not a lot, really, is it? One tyre, maybe.
Maybe you got
That
confused.
said, even if he had those 4 seconds back, he'd still be sitting in 6th place right now because he's 4 seconds back of Carlos in 5th.
Yeah.
Obviously, 3 cars yet to pit in Flavio, Kevin, and Sam. But so that would put him 3rd, I guess. So really didn't lose all that much. We don't know where Carlos was relative to him before the pit stop, as we see Sam and Mirko trying to get by Kevin. Oh no, that's Robin De Becker, isn't it?
That's Robin De Becker, yeah.
Or Nick Stoop, actually, I think. Is the other
Robin-
one of the.
Yeah, Robin threw his chicken nuggets at the wall at at
Yeah,
Keyhole.
they're both still going as we see everyone else making their pit stop. Nick is just a little further up
Sam
the road.
Coutar's
What
in
is
the
that
pits.
Mercedes that's parked there, please?
That's like a
Stefano
gas-
Pellegrino.
I was gonna say that's a Gas X car.
Oh,
He
he,
was-
he took tyres.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
up on the. He probably forgot to uncheck it or something.
Maybe.
Essentially, he was a bit down the order anyway, so
Yeah.
maybe just last ditch attempt to try and get some spots back. So that's everybody now having made a pit stop. Mirko cycles back to the race lead. Carlos picked up a spot in the cycle up to 2nd. Caleb lost one down to 3rd. Looks like the big loser in all that is probably going to be... Well, no, everyone's within a spot or two of where they are, at least in the top 10. Ferdinand Kuhl has jumped up into 2nd in the AM class. Simon
man.
Van Dyke down into 3rd.
Ferdinand Cool, my man.
Kevin, Sam, and Weeba, 3 drivers on recovery drives, all grouped together right there, trying to get by Oscar Pai at the moment.
Sam kind of took a quick look and decided not to try to go by in turn 1 there.
You better be very sure you can clear him in by turn
yeah.
1 if you're gonna stick your nose in.
Got that right.
Gonna do this though. He's
Yep.
absolutely got alongside
yeah.
and ahead now.
And whoever that was, I don't know whether that was Kevin Onk or whatever. But
It was, yes.
Gave a lot of
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, Kevin probably figures that Sam can help him get through these cars in front of him. Oscar,
let-
Flavio, Nikolai's potentially out of reach, but
Yeah, let him make
Whoa.
way. And follow you through.
He's not waiting, is he?
Well, the lap next level car there is really causing some trouble, I think.
Well, look at, we've got less than 2 minutes left.
The MFP leader is on the last lap now.
He's on the last lap now?
Where did that time go?
Wow.
Well, it's certainly been a non-stop race.
That's true.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Carlos Dieguez has just put his fastest lap, or the fastest lap of the racing.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have time to catch Mirko, though.
Too
2
little,
seconds
too
in a
late.
lap
Yeah,
is a bit much. Oscar went defensive there on Sam. Let's see if he does it again into the keyhole. Yeah, he's already hugging that inside.
And he did really a little bit unethically. He's not supposed to pull back away like that, like he just did. But I think Sam's going to get by him here anyway.
He'd already committed to the defensive line, so it's tough to say. He did seem to
kind of
juke
wander
a little
back
bit.
toward the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't come all the way across, but nice move by Sam Coitard.
Yeah, Oscar tried to stick it around the outside, but just didn't have the grip left in those tires as we see Mirko coming into the carousel for the final time.
And there's our winner.
Flashing of lights
Well done.
from Mirko Bortolotti.
And there's Carlos right behind him. Not too bad. Made up a lot of time on him.
He did. He was chopping time off all over the place. Caleb Lavender comes home in third. And somewhere in the distance will be Martin Statman.
His mom will be happy. That's fourth place. Good job.
Yeah, do right. Nikolai Thrain in fifth.
Flavio in sixth.
Yeah, Flavio Sostanino in sixth, and Sam Coiter finally makes it back to seventh place, which is a bit of a result compared to where he was. Oscar Pye finishes eighth.
It is a result, but not what he hoped for, I'm sure, because he was moving up quicker than anybody but Mirko, and I think he would have had a chance at fighting for the race win if it hadn't been for the drive-through.
Yeah, well, that drive-through ruined his race for sure. With a big question mark, I don't know. Probably wondering what the heck happened. Looks like we'd have about everybody across the line.
Yeah, it doesn't take long round here, does it?
No, only 2.4 miles, I think it is. And there's our official finishing. Mirko Bortolotti in first place for GasX Racing. Second was Carlos Dieguez. Third was Caleb Lavender, did an excellent job. Fourth was Martin Statman for GasX Racing. Fifth, Nikolai Thrain. Sixth, Flavio Santernini. Seventh, Sam Coitart for Racecraft Esports. Eighth, Oscar Pye did an excellent job. Ninth, Kevin Unk for the DSCDA Esports. Let's see. 10th was Weeby Nijak. 11th was Elijah Mitchell. 12th, Jerome Velay in SimWorld GT Racing. And Javis Bloom finished 13th for Next Level Racing. 14th, Ferdinand Cool. All right, Ferdinand. Kart Academy. 15th, Justin Nazier for Next Level Racing by S2S Esports. 15th, Robin Van Brink for DSCDA Esports. 17th, Dennis Earhart for Austrian Sim Racers. 18th, Salmon Van Dyke for Next Level Racing. NL by S2S Esports. Take over, I'm tired.
Where did you get to? 18th.
19th,
So
yeah.
19th was Danny Hugendorn for DSCDA Esports. 20th was Ricard Boberg. 21st was Luke Chemielovsky. Jelle Stamborg finished in 22nd for DSCDA Esports again. 23rd was Ailes De Vries for Next Level Racing. In 24th was Jeremy, and I can never remember this guy's surname, Van der Krat.
Van der Krat.
Yep. Yeah. In 25th was Robin Cloak. Jeffrey Colmel finished 26th with Nick Stoop behind him for Roaring Chicken Nuggets in 27th. And Stefano Pellegrino in 28th for Gazex Racing.
'29th was Robin De Becker for the Roaring Chicken Nuggets. 30th was Christian Glamseeder for Privateer. Eric Verley finished 31st. Fabian Tubin for Scuderia Elysium Racing finished 32nd. Tarek El Shafi, 33rd. Stefan van der Velde, thank you, 34th. Niels Langeveld, 35th. Ben Cullen, who is not a privateer, finished 36th. Jort van Wyk finished 37th. Alex Reinders finished 38th. We got a few more, right? Yes. Kaz Brinkhausen, 39th. Ricardo Rumkema finished 40th. Richard Buchema finished 41st. Niels de Kuiper finished 42nd. Iman Bakker finished 43rd. Jens Goosens, 44th. And Jensen Deleu, 45th.
Okay, so we have somebody for you to talk to in the booth, Tyler. It's one Mr. Mirko Bortolotti, if I can find out where the live one is on this thing. Where is live? You might have to help me out here, Sam.
I gotcha, Pete.
Excellent stuff.
So, Mirko Bortolotti, welcome to the booth.
Good evening, guys.
Well, Mirko, I missed race 1, so you'll have to fill me in on that, but certainly a dominating performance in race 2. You seem to be able to more effectively pick your way through the reverse grid than anybody else out there.
Well, you didn't miss much from my perspective in race 1. There was not so much action as there was in the second race. I had quite a lot of fun in quite a narrow track. Trying to get past 9 cars was fun. But yeah, race 1, I had a slight contact with another guy, and I got damage from that on lap 1 or 2. And from that on, I couldn't really attack, just try to bring it home. And yeah, as I said, race 2 was quite fun with a lot of action. And that reverse grid obviously is good fun from the inside and from the outside as well, I guess.
Yeah, certainly it was great fun for us. I mean, the battles. It seemed like even though there were 10 cars in the reverse, that everybody had not much difference in pace. So it seemed to be quite difficult for everybody to pick their way through. Certainly, you seemed to have the least trouble with it. Was it a matter of the right car choice? Was the Mercedes particularly good in traffic, or was it just a good setup and a little bit of luck with the traffic?
I think that the cars honestly are quite equal from what I could see. Maybe I had a little bit of top speed, bit more top speed than the others, due to the choice I made with the setup, because when I was fighting with another Mercedes, I was faster than that one as well, so it must have been the setup choice. But I had to try something, from that position. Otherwise it's difficult to overtake on that track, so it worked out pretty well. And as I said, good fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, cool. I don't have the. I was just looking to see if I had the points rules in front of me, but I do not. Surely you've set yourself up well though, with a 7th, I believe, in race 1 and a win in race 2 for the championship for the remainder of the season. I know. The Lamborghini Championship, you missed some rounds due to real-world racing commitments. Is that going to be the case again this season, or will we see you for the full series?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna miss some races. That's clear. But as I said last time, I mean, when I'm at home and not racing myself, then I really enjoy it, and I really like to be part of your championship, and I'll try to make it happen. I can't quite tell you exactly which race I'm gonna miss, but for sure I won't be able to do the full series. But we have other guys in the team that will jump in. Maximilian, for example, who won the Lambo Cup, he was not available today because he's racing or testing, and he will be there for the next one, I think. So yeah, it's for us real racers, it's we need to make it happen. We need to make it happen with the schedule, but we try our best.
Well, that's certainly understandable, Mirko, and we definitely look forward to seeing you at the rounds you can make it out for. Before we let you go, do you have anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
To Jelle and his team, a nice championship once again. As I said, cool to be part of it. Great to have you guys back again, and Gazix Racing, of course. And looking forward to have Max and Jonas back next race, and obviously to Stefano and Martin, who shared the Discord with me tonight.
Well, fantastic, and congratulations once again on your race to win, Mirko Bortolatti, everybody.
So, Tyler, you're going to have to bring Simon van Dijk in, because I've just figured out that I can't actually move anybody around in here.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Simon. How are you doing?
Hello. Tired, but good.
Excellent. Tired is always good, because that means that you've been hard at racing, so that's excellent stuff. For those viewing who aren't usually watching, Simon is one of the organisers. This is Simon van Dijk.
Yep.
How did you find tonight's racing, Simon?
For me, the racing I saw overall was pretty good. Of course, I saw some stuff, and I think some reports will come. But yeah, overall, I think the level of driving was pretty good, and the pace was really high. So yeah, I'm happy with it, for sure.
And from what we saw, there was a lot of incidents, but a lot of them were drivers on their own losing control of their vehicles. Maybe that's because it's the first race of the season. Maybe it's because we're at a very difficult track at Mid-Ohio, very technical track. I didn't see too many things that were out of line as such, but yeah, you're right. There's going to be some protests come through without a doubt. It wouldn't be racing if that didn't happen.
Yeah,
it's part of the treatment, isn't it? But very exciting to have this next level league back with us again, with Simcontrols as your league sponsor.
Yep.
So I'm sure you're very excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for the next race, of course, it's Monza. That's one of my favorite tracks, and I have the right car for that track because the Ford is usually it's really fast. Now I was missing some pace, unfortunately, because I had too much wing. But yeah, you have to give a little to do.
Yeah, what made you choose the Ford? Because you've gone a bit off piste there. You're the only Ford in the field.
Yeah, most of my guys are driving an Audi. Normally I drive a lot of Audi too, but yeah, I wanted another car this season, and I drove the BMW. I drove the Mercedes. I drove the McLaren. I tried them all, but none of them really. How they were driving, I didn't really like it, and then I was like, yeah, let's try the Ford GT, and yeah, by my surprise also, it's really driving really nice. It's really stable in the corners and everything. Of course, I had one spin, but that's my own fault. I cannot blame the car for that. But it's a really nice car to drive. So yeah.
I always blame my car when I spin. It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing to do with me. What about you, Tyler? It's always the car, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, you're too honest, Simon. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to? You came third in the AM class tonight, which is good for the feature race, as in the longer race.
Yeah.
So anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and we wrap up tonight?
Yeah, of course, everyone that was participating in this event. Really cool that everybody was there. Of course, not everyone that was on the list was there, but the biggest majority was there, so that's nice. Of course, the sponsor, Simcontrols, from David Plasman, and also the guys from a team that helped me set this up, helped me with everything, with the whole organization of the whole league. So yeah, and of course you guys for the amazing stream. I didn't see it yet, but if it was half as good as it was last season, then it must be really good. So
I like you a little bit more now that you said that we were amazing.
We didn't even pick on you, Simon. So you're all set.
Clyde did, but he didn't want to show up for the
Oh
final.
yeah. Clyde mentioned about the organizer. He was trying to jinx your race, but anyway.
Well, thank you very much for bringing on this league for us again.
Yeah.
And we hope to speak to you each race if we can. Thank you very much, Simon Van Dijk.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good evening.
Cheers. Waiting forever. So that was a fantastic opening race, to be honest. Massive field.
Pete and I haven't been that quiet that long. That was nerve-wracking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Looks like we have the race 2 AM winner Elijah Mitchell just jumped in the chat, so I'll grab him for you, Pete.
Oh, excellent. Welcome to the booth, Elijah Mitchell. A last-minute entry into the waiting room. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Very well, actually. We've just been fully entertained by all you guys in the next level GT3 championship with Simcontrols as your sponsor. And you've finished first in the AM class in the feature race, in the longer race. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
How did the Audi handle for you tonight over both races?
It seemed at some points going over the hills, it did want to slip on the back end, but I was running max downforce. So I was losing it on the straights, but I figured that if I could get it in the corners, I could make up a lot of that time.
And that obviously proved to be true. Did you choose to keep out of the way of the pro drivers as they came flying through? Because I think a couple of them did pass you. But some of them are fairly unstoppable, aren't they? Like Sam Coiter, for instance, etc. Did your strategy work out for you tonight?
My strategy actually worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. During that feature race, I noticed that the BMW behind me was a lot faster, and that was in some aspects in the straight. I figured that he was probably saving fuel or trying to save fuel, so I decided to pit early and I came out. I think he had a crash or something because he ended up finishing 32nd, but yeah, the strategy was a really good call from me and my teammate that's also doing the race.
Yeah, cool. And are you going to be featuring in all the races this season?
Yes, I will be doing every single race. It's a perfect time, especially because here in America we are working from home. So.
Yeah. Well, it's no different in the UK at the moment. It's the wonderful world of lockdown, so we can't even leave our homes anyway. What else can you do but go sim racing?
Well, it's nice to have another American around. Good. Welcome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, other people that can understand one another clearly. I feel thoroughly outnumbered. It has to be
Oh no, well, we have to listen to you, Pete, because you speak proper English. We try to get as much of that as we can.
I don't know about that. I'm sure people would complain in the UK about my accent, but there you go. I don't have one. That's the simple truth.
There you go.
Great racing tonight, Elijah. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go back to practicing probably for the next round?
Yeah, I just want to thank my team, Archer Brothers Esports, also Sim, Skull Gear, and Track Racer.
Excellent stuff. Well, see you in the future, Elijah, and have a great evening.
Have a wonderful evening, guys.
That was quite good. The more people we get, the better, to be honest. And he seemed like a very happy, nice chap. So, great first race, and far better than I expected it to be. And with less incidents, because this track can attract an enormous amount of incidents. I've seen some absolute barnstormers around here.
Sure, you've been in a few too.
I couldn't comment on that without implicating myself in somebody else's accident. So, what was your opinion of what you saw tonight, Tyler?
Well, the one race I got to enjoy was pretty fantastic. It was. I like the small reverse grids. I think that they're good in that they kind of, mixed it up a bit without sort of majorly disadvantaging the leaders, and not just that, but also it can be quite chaotic when you have a full reverse grid, especially with this many cars. So I enjoyed the 10-car reverse. I thought that made for some great action in race 2. and some really impressive driving, as you said. Mid Ohio is a pretty tight and twisty track, and it can definitely lend itself to incidents, and we really didn't see all that many.
And for yourself, Bill?
I have to mirror everything you guys said, and I have to tell you, I was very impressed with the quality of driving. I mean, there were a couple little boo-boos, anxious moments and stuff, but very minimal compared, like you've all mentioned. That I mean, we had 45 cars out there on a 2.4 mile track, and they're not street stocks. I mean, these things are powerful automobiles, and really, they all did a great job. Very competitive, and to hear some of the the guys that race real, for example, Mirko, I mean, he's excited about coming and being able to do these things when he can. I mean, that tells you that this is a lot of fun, and they respect what they're doing here, and I think that's really amazing. And I think it's going to be a great season for these guys, and looking forward to the next round at Monza.
Yeah, and hopefully the relationship that Next Level have with Simcontrols will be a long-standing one, and they can continue to have these leagues over and over again, because it's clearly a very popular and well-attended league, and it's got some class acts in it. Sam, your night was super busy, no doubt, because there was so much going on.
Super busy, but a lot of fun. It's quite good to play around with the camera with that much people on the field and that many battles. You don't have any dead time on the races, so that's great. And if the drivers enjoyed it, I enjoyed it as well. Well, I think that's everybody's night's done then.
Yep, I'll say goodnight, and everybody else can as well.
Pete, hold on 1 minute. You got Carlos Dieguez in the waiting room here. All of a sudden, I noticed.
Oh, so we do. Well, there's one for you, Tyler.
He's got his mic muted.
Mic muted at the minute.
Carlos, take the mute off your mic if you can. There you go.
There you go. Off you go, Tyler. Get him.
Well, Carlos, unfortunately, I missed your win. Well, I caught the very end of it, but I did catch your race too, which seemed to be quite intense. Working your way through the field, you had quite a storming battle with Sam Koitert throughout a lot of that race. Talk us through your night, and obviously some solid finishes and a solid points haul for you.
Well, the first race, the quali helped a lot, and I got a good run on the start and put a little bit of gap that was enough to hold until the end to Sam. I think the Audi, if were like 10 more laps, he would finally get to me, because he was getting a little bit 1/10 here, 1/10 there. It was getting really close. The second race, me and Sam, we had too much wing. Probably we were really fast alone, but I was running max wing, and the car I couldn't pass anyone on the straights, barely to put me side by side. If the other guy in front of me also had the draft, it was completely impossible. And in this track, you keep the inside line, and you can't pass anyone. And Bortolotti won the Mercedes. He could get a really good top speed on the straights, and he got away completely at the start. Something happened to him on the box, I guess, or he didn't save any fuel, because I dropped him like, I don't know, 5 or 6 seconds on the pit lane and the final laps. But yeah, it's really hard to make a pass here. So yeah, even if you are a little bit faster than the guy in front, it's really hard. But yeah, it was good fun. I had an incident with I don't know his name on. Let me see if I can remember.
I think it might have been Kevin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a little bit surprised, because he moved the car to the inside. And, okay, you're gonna save the inside. Okay, and then he moved outside again. So okay, that's my line. I'm gonna put the car inside, and he didn't complete the move, and I touched him. So yeah, sorry, Kevin. Well, and with Sam, we had a really good fights, I guess. 2 or 3 laps, we went a lot of time side by side, but it's really hard for anyone. So,
yeah, understood, Carlos. And obviously, you're new to well, you weren't in the Lamborghini League, and you're new to us here at BSTV as far as broadcasting goes. So, are GT3 something you drive a lot of? We've seen your iRacing, and it is mighty impressive. Your iRating, rather. Are GT3 something you drive a lot of, or is there a different car you favor on iRacing?
The BMW, I drove the Mount Panorama, the 12 hours, or 10 hours, or whatever. I drove with that car, with this car, the first time, and this is the second time I'm driving it. But I had a lot of experience with the Z4. But yeah, I like all the GT3. On the general, it's the car I prefer to drive, but I drive where are the good championships. It doesn't matter the car too much.
Absolutely understand that. Yeah, it's more about the racing than the car. But
Yeah.
well, Carlos, fantastic, great to have you, and congratulations on your win in the first race. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
To you guys for taking the efforts to put this together, and I hope it only gets better from here. So a big shout to you guys.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations once again, Carlos Diegues, everybody.
Thank you.
Right, excellent stuff. Let's have another go at wrapping up tonight. Anybody else going to do a last minute? No. Okay, that was your last chance. So yes, tune in next time. We are back. When are we back? Anybody know? Anybody more professional?
You're racing the next
every 2
one.
weeks this
Jeez.
series, or-
Yeah, this is.
Is it? I thought it was
Yeah.
every week. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I forgot it was on Mondays, so
Boy,
don't
we're
listen to me.
We're really well schooled on this one, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday, where you get to laugh at me crash my way around Lime Rock Park in the TCR. There are GT4s there, but you'll only be tuning in for me. I know that already.
I don't agree with you, Pete. The fun part has now been done away with. No more pace car antics. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have someone to watch.
On next Sunday, we've got the Prototype Endurance Series, where we're at Daytona Road, which should be good fun. Sam, you're in that, apparently.
I was just going to say, featuring our colleague, Sam Boozen.
Yeah, he'll be fine. And then after that, on the 31st, we're back with the TCRs and GT4s at Barcelona Historic. So tune in for all of those. Watch us on YouTube, watch us on Twitch, and follow us on Facebook. Don't miss any races, because that'd be silly. And I'll say goodnight and let the guys say goodnight as well. So good night.
Yep. Good night, everybody. See you next time.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming by and listening. Hope to see you next time.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you on Wednesday to see Pete crashes a lot.
Sam, your mic's muted if you want to say goodnight. If you don't, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, it was on the broadcast, but I'm muted on Discord, that's why.